Hi yogis, welcome to one of our short sequences. This one is focused on neck, shoulders and back. We know that a lot of you are sitting for long periods of time, so whether that means that you're on the couch or at a desk or potentially driving, that also starts to shorten through our hip flexors, which in turn turns our tailbone under, puts strain on our back. So what we want to do is start to open up around the pelvis, spine, shoulders, neck, so that we've got a little more freedom through those parts of our body. So starting in a kneeling or a seated position, interlace the fingers, press the palms down and start to reach your hands towards the sky. And just starting to move from side to side at the moment. So trying to keep your biceps right back in line with your ears and just moving gently from side to side, finding that lateral movement through your spine and enjoying the space appearing through your intercostals alongside your rib cage. And then once you've evened up on both sides, you're going to bring your hands back down, interlace them behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other, look up towards the sky if it's safe for your neck. Start to lift your hands away from your lower back, breathe. And then start to bring both hands over towards the right side of your rib cage. So you're wrapping the arms around. And then from there, start to bring your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Pause. Breathe. Then coming back through center, extend your arms back out behind you. Look up towards the sky. Pause here once again. Roll your shoulders down and back, lifting your hands away from your lower back and hips. And then wrapping your arms around the left side of your rib cage. So wrapping them around, hugging the left elbow in, and start to bring your left ear down towards your left shoulder. Keep drawing your right shoulder down towards the ground. Breathe. And coming back through center, bring your hands back out behind you. This time starting to fold forward and bringing your hands up towards the sky. So chest down, chin down, forehead to the mat, and arms up overhead. Inhale, come back up to kneeling. Bring your hands onto the mat in front of you and just pausing in hands and knees to work through your cat and cow. So inhale to look up towards the sky and exhale to tuck your chin under as well as your tailbone. So this is you starting to find some movement through your spine, so dipping the belly and then really releasing in between your shoulder blades. If you'd like to bring any other organic movement into this, eyes open or closed, you can start to walk your hands to the side or back towards you. You can start to explore movement where you're sinking the hips back and forward. So wherever you need to work through, just keep breathing, inhale into one movement and exhale into the next. One more breath cycle. And then at the end of that breath cycle, coming back to a neutral spine, inhale, lift your right hand towards the sky and then thread the needle, right arm underneath the left arm. Now you can extend your left hand out in front, or you might even wrap the arm around your lower back and pause there. So it's a gentle twist, but also an opener through your left shoulder. Just keeping your hips in line with your knees. Remembering to breathe through each pose. Then starting to bring your left hand back down onto the mat. Inhale, lift right hand towards the sky and bringing that hand back down onto the mat as we start to work towards the other side. So this time, lifting left hand towards the sky and threading your left arm under right, coming down onto the shoulder. Maybe you're being more supported by leaving your right hand on the mat. Maybe you're lifting that up and over for a half bind. Gentle twist. Also a gentle opener through the front of your left shoulder. Breathe. And then bringing your right hand down. Inhale, extend left hand towards the sky. And then both hands back down onto the mat. Start to tuck the toes under, hips towards the sky. Find your downward facing dog. Maybe pressing one heel down at a time. Keep rolling your shoulders away from your ears. Then find stillness and start to bring your right foot in between your hands and bring the back knee down. So this is where we really start to get into those hip flexors, those muscles at the front of our hips that tend to shorten when we sit for too long. So you can bring your hands either side of your front foot or maybe both hands on the inside of the foot and just having a little bit of movement here. So maybe a little bit of side to side movement, backwards and forwards, just starting to find some more openness. So you'll know when you start to tap into those sticky spots, and then you can pause there and breathe and allow that sensation to dissolve slightly and start to edge in a little deeper or start to shift. One more breath, find your stillness, and then we'll start to straighten through the front leg. So we're just going to gently work into the hamstring at the back of the leg. So if you are feeling really tight through your lower back, just keep a bend through the knee. It'll take pressure off hamstrings and lower back. But if you can keep it straight, then start to straighten the front leg. Hinge from the hips, lead from the chest. Breathe. There's no rush. Then bending through the right knee and pushing back into your downward facing dog. Now, if anybody does want to put in a vinyasa flow, you're more than welcome to. Knees on or off the ground as you bend the elbows. You can come into your baby cobra or your upward facing dog, pushing back into your down dog. Then we're bringing the left foot through, runner's lunge, back knee down on the ground. So front ankle directly underneath front knee. Maybe starting to move from side to side. Hands can be on the inside of the foot if that gives you more freedom to find those sticky spots. Edging into your hip flexor. So we're really focusing on the front of your right hip on this side. So wherever you need to move into, forward or back, side to side, and then pausing where you find that spot, allowing it to melt. So you're allowing that sensation and that organic movement to start to come into the body. One more breath. Then start to straighten through the front leg. Heel the toes back towards you. Now you can bend the front knee if you need to, if you're really tight through the back of your legs. But if you can straighten your leg, great. Hinge from the hips, lead with the chest, coming into your forward fold, opening out through the back of your left leg. Be patient. So we're not pulling or pushing, we're just pausing where we feel resistance, breathing, being patient. Then bending through your front knee, tuck your toes under, and find your down dog. Now, if you do want to find a vinyasa flow, you can start to bring the weight forward, knees on or off the ground, elbows graze the rib cage. Inhale into your back bend of choice, and then exhale, push back into your downward facing dog once again. Then once you're in your down dog, we're going to come forward into Malasana. So this is our deep yogi squat. So sinking the hips down, hands to heart center. Now, if you need to have the heels lifted, that's okay. If you need to have the hands on the ground, that's okay too. So you can be in a position more like this. If you can anchor the heels and bring the hands to heart center, really focus on drawing your shoulders back. Sinking the tailbone, lifting up through the crown of your head. Eyes can be open or closed here. Now you can pause here or find a bind by bringing your right hand in front of your right leg and bring the left hand up and over. Maybe finding a half bind. If you want to work more into the shoulders, you're finding a full bind around your right knee. Look over your left shoulder. Pause. Gently release. Left hand comes down in front of the left foot. Right hand up and over. So you're finding your half bind. Right hand comes towards your hip crease, or wrapping the left arm completely around and starting to look over your right shoulder. Work into your twist. And then gently releasing. Bring your hands to the ground, hips to the sky into a forward fold. Toe heel your feet into hip distance. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Bend the knees, bring your hands behind you, interlace your hands, and then bring your arms up and over. And keep your knees bent. Breathe into the compression between your belly and your thighs. And then really focus on opening out through your shoulders here. Head is heavy. So let go through the head and the neck completely. Working with gravity and working with your exhale. One more breath. As you exhale, bring your hands down onto the ground. Maybe a little sway from side to side if you want to grab your elbows. Pausing here for a moment in your ragdoll and enjoying that space appearing along your spine. Then bring your hands to the ground, cross the feet over, lay down on your backs, and bring your right knee in towards your chest. So you're hugging your knee in tight. Once again, there might be a little pinch in your right hip flexor to start with. So allow that to slowly melt, dissolve. And then you're coming into your twist. Left hand stays on the right knee, right hand out to the side. Guide the knee across into your twist. If you need more support, tuck your right toes behind your left knee. Otherwise, foot comes towards the ground on the other side. Then turn your head towards the right hand and breathe. Breathe right into the twist through your belly. Exhale to find more freedom through your spine as you twist. Coming back through center. Slowly bring your left knee in towards the chest as well. Hug the knees in. Maybe a little rock from side to side along your lower back and your sacrum. Then leaving your left knee in, extend your right leg long. Hug the left knee in. Pause there. No rush. Keeping some energy in the arms, but trying to soften through your legs. And then your right hand stays on the left knee. Left arm out to the side. Knee comes across your body into your twist. You can always support the lower back, tuck the toes behind your right knee. Otherwise, foot comes towards the ground on the opposite side. Pausing in your twist, you're gently drawing your left shoulder down towards the ground. Breathing into the twist through your belly. Finding space along your spine. One more breath. The end of your exhale, slowly coming back through center. Hug the knees in tight. Little rock from side to side. Then you can rock and roll along your spine, or simply roll onto one side and press up to seated. So once you come up to seated, interlace hands behind you, squeeze shoulder blades in towards each other. Start to bring left shoulder down towards your left ear, towards left shoulder. Then come back through center, right ear towards right shoulder. Come back to center, release the hands to heart center. Rolling your shoulders down and back, lifting up through the crown of your head. And just starting to bring some awareness to your posture. So for you to carry through the rest of your day. Lifting up through the crown of your head, roll your shoulders down and back. Neutral spine. So trying to avoid slouching forward. Trying to avoid sitting in positions where your hips are uneven, where your legs are crossed or your feet are uneven. So just being really aware of your posture. As you sit here now, sitting tall, proud, shoulders down and back, lifting up through the crown of your head. And perhaps your intention for the rest of the day is to carry this posture all the way through. Take the pressure off your spine. I hope you enjoyed our sequence today. Thank you so much for joining me and look forward to seeing you back on your mat soon. Namaste.